Hi. Let's talk about the 5 most common mistakes of estranged parents. The first most common mistake when thinking about reconciling with your adult child is that it should be fair rather than thoughtful about what works. Obviously, if it were completely fair, maybe you wouldn't even be estranged. Your child will remember all the good things that you did for them, all the ways that you were dedicated, all the sacrifices you made, your willingness to repair, whatever it is. But the more preoccupied and obsessed you are with feeling like it's unfair, the more you're going to drive your child away from you and make them not want to reconcile. Second, and related, second mistake is feeling like guilt is going to motivate your child. There probably are some cultures and some kids and some places and families where guilt tripping your child into being in contact with you or forgiving you would work. But today, that almost never works. Mistake number 3 is returning fire with fire. Just because your kid is talking to you in a disrespectful way or being abusive to you or getting mad at you, if you just return fire, you're not actually really being a good role model of a parent. You're not actually rising above and speaking in a mature way, which is really your key to reconciliation. The fourth common mistake is thinking that reconciliation is going to be a sprint and not a marathon. That you can say a few things, do a few things, all is going to be forgiven and healed. No, typically it's more like a marathon. There may be little inroads that you kind of have to slowly build on, crumbs that you kind of have to build into something larger than that, it's tiny embers that hopefully over time and nourishment you can build into a fire. The final most common mistake is assuming that this is all about you. The reality is that our adult children have lives where we're not necessarily as high on the list. By the time we have adult children and grandchildren, our typically they're really at the forefront of our consciousness, our hearts and our minds. That's not so true for our adult children. They're thinking about their careers, their own children, their marriages, if they're getting divorced, their social circles. I mean, typically as parents, we're way down there. So it doesn't mean if your kid doesn't return a call or a text or doesn't respond as quickly as you might wish that they would, that it means that it's all about you. And unfortunately, the more you make it about you, the worse your estrangement or your relationship is going to be.